Uh,
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lunar Guild podcast. My name is Tina, and I'm here with my boyfriend, Sean,
Hi.
aka Zyvern. It is my turn to pick the topic this week, and by the title, I'm sure you know it's The Mandalorian. I've watched both seasons, and Sean was supposed to watch one episode, but he procrastinated it, so he hasn't seen any of the show.
My excuse is it's the holiday season.
That's not. That's not. He just wanted to play Pokemon. It's
Yeah,
not a valid excuse.
my Pokemon Ruby fans, I picked it up. I've only played Emerald. Emerald's completely different to Ruby. Get my ass kicked.
This is my week.
You brought up Pokemon. I
No,
will talk about
It's
it.
my week. We're not
Okay.
talking about Pokemon.
I like my Pokemon.
Okay.
Stay tuned next week. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
You had to verbalize that because they can't see you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, The Mandalorian. I just want to give a warning that this is going to be spoiler haven. I'm basically just going to reveal everything that happens in both seasons and some theories that I think and I've heard from other fans. So, if you haven't watched the season finale of season 2, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
Playing Pokemon Ruby.
No, no, but you should go watch it before you listen to this episode. So, to begin, because Sean has not seen any of The Mandalorian and his only perceptions of it are from like memes and things that I show him, I want him to try to sum up the premise of the show without ever seeing it, and then I will correct it and actually give the actual synopsis.
Boba Fett's uncle kidnaps Yoda's grandchild, and it's their wacky adventures known as Gravity Falls. But that was already trademarked, so they went with Mandalorian.
What does The Mandalorian mean? Do you know?
The opposite of trademarked Gravity Falls.
Be serious. What do you think?
I have no
You
idea.
don't have no idea? Okay.
Mand and DeLorean.
That's Back to the Future, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Is that your final answer?
Yes, locked in. We'll reveal final answer,
You're
please.
not gonna phone a friend?
No. I got this.
I'm right here.
No.
Okay.
I don't have any friends.
So we'll talk about that later. Okay. So The Mandalorian, his real name is Din Djarin or Djarin. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Okay.
He's a bounty hunter, and he is part of a Mandalorian guild that currently lives underground because their home planet was destroyed. So, a Imperial bad guy, big guy, I don't know, like...
Darth Vader.
No.
Okay.
Darth Vader's dead in this universe. It takes place after Return of the Jedi.
I'm sad.
Okay.
Big Daddy Annie.
Comes to Mando and is like, I need you to find this person. And Mando's like, okay, I need like a picture or like something to go off of. And he's like, no, you just get the DNA code. You don't know what this person looks like. And so all he knows is this creature is 50 years old.
I, too, enjoy playing The Sims.
What?
Just DNA sequence. You get to make it up in your brain.
So he finds the creature, and it's in this little egg thingy. Egg opens, boom, Baby Yoda, and he's like, oh my god, this thing is so fucking cute. I'ma take it for myself. So Mando takes Baby Yoda, and now they're being chased by the Empire because the Empire wants this little creature for their evil scheme to take over the whole universe, basically. So they're on the run, and they meet a bunch of wacky people and make best friends in space, and it's great. And then season 2, Mando is tasked with bringing Baby Yoda to his kind, which he's not sure what species he is. So he finds out that he needs to bring Baby Yoda to the Jedi because Baby Yoda has the Force.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
So basically, Sean's synopsis was
Accurate.
almost identical to what I just said.
Entirely accurate.
Okay.
I see no flaws in my logic.
Basically. So there's a lot of other things that go into it, but they'll be revealed as we start discussing it. My review of season 2, I feel like the show had closure at the end, which if you had watched the last episode, like I suggested, you would have seen that.
I mean, I haven't seen a single one, so it's gotten plenty of closure from me.
I feel like Mando got his story arc. Like, he grew as a person. Like, the writers hit all the good marks. And, like, I really don't know how they're going to make a third season out of it because
Easy money.
more Baby Yoda merchandise.
Prequels, sequels.
They are okay, so they are coming out with sequels, but I will get to that in a minute. So yeah, season 2, I feel like it was a beautiful closure. I feel like it's like a good standalone series with 2 seasons. I feel like when shows trying to make a third season, the main character usually regresses back into their old like bad habits. And like the cycle continues and you're like, we were already dealing with this stuff in season 1. Why are we doing this again? It's because they wrote a season that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's a standard kind of thing for shows. I feel like. I mean, I'm someone who enjoys like long anime series, so that's kind of what I'm kind of basing my thoughts off of. To where you can have longer arcs and longer stories. However, a lot of stories kind of the format that I've seen The Mandalorian in, it kind of fits to end it here.
Yeah, each episode is anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, and there's only 8 episodes in each season. So there's only 16 episodes.
Yeah, there
So
a few only a few shows and can kind of last the test of the time length that a lot of people try and run it for.
mhm.
So it's like it really depends on the how much the director, creators, and producers kind of respect the wishes of those who write it.
Well, seeing how the Star Wars franchise has turned out in the
I
past
mean, yeah.
like 5 years, we can see that there's no respect.
I'm just saying, just from understanding how you've explained it to myself outside of this recording, as to how who directed the guy who directed the Mandalorian.
John Favreau.
Yes, I'll just take your word for it.
I think that's how you say it.
I have no idea. Uh, he seems to be completely more into the lore and understanding of the show than more of the sequels of 7, 8, 9
Mhm.
did, and it has a lot more cohesion to it, which there is a big difference in making a show and a movie. Your time restrictions are a lot different.
Yeah.
Um, so it kind of does come down to if they have more material and kind of what they want to do with it.
Mhm.
Um, from what you've undersaid or said and how I understand it, it sounds like they can kind of end Mando's the main Mandalorian that we know of his story. They could probably end it there and then maybe pick it up with someone else on their journeys or just on a completely different story that he's going on.
So the way I see season 3 going is there was a lot of hinting of restoring um the guild and the planet of Mandalore.
Okay.
So because we meet other Mandalorians along the way, which um Bo-Katan was in the Clone War series, which I haven't seen, but I was reading a little bit about it. And like she's the heir of Mandalore. Like she's like supposed to be the leader from what I understand. So I
Okay.
see season 3 being the rest of the Mandalorians like being a ragtag team of people trying to restore their culture and their planet.
Mhm.
Um but I feel like the reason why the first season of Mandalorian got so popular and got so big is because there were no expectations for it.
Mhm.
Like how there were expectations for 7, 8, and 9. Like there was no way anything anyone wrote for 7, 8, and 9 would have met those expectations of the fans. But this was just some random standalone made up character that we haven't seen before. So we had no expectations for it, and I think that's why it did so well because it built off of not really the main movies, but like the Clone Wars and like the surrounding lore of Star Wars instead of the main story. The main story is the background story in this one.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. There's a lot of lore within Star Wars. I know throughout the years, Star Wars itself has gotten a lot of different like spin-off books and just
Mm-hmm.
spin-off titles that I believe before the acquisition of Disney taking them and like taking Lucasfilms and all that,
Yeah.
they all were a part of like the quote unquote canon of the stories.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as a kid, I read one thinking that it was a part of the main storyline, and I'm like, I don't know who the heck this is. I saw the word Boba Fett, and I'm like, cool.
You're like, I know that one.
Yeah, after that, I knew nothing of what was going on. The names
Mm-hmm.
were, I knew nothing. But it kind of goes to show that Star Wars itself kind of already has a, not to understate it, but like a gigantic universe of different creatures, different species that can just be explored. And even if they don't explore the current ones they have, there's plenty of stuff that they could add to it still. The main example is Mandalorian. They took the idea of Jango Fett and Boba Fett, just kind of was like, what if there was an entire guild of people based around this? In the bounty hunter kind of regiments that already populate the world a lot. But from my understanding, it's been a while since I've seen the movies. My most knowledgeable I am of them are actually the Lego Star Wars games. Funny enough. But from what I understand, the bounty hunter guilds kind of hold a lot of power within the worlds. That also goes true for like um, Jabba the Hutt
Mm-hmm.
and people outside of the Sith and the Jedi. It feels like there's a lot of other powers that can be explored.
Yeah, there definitely is. Speaking of expanding the lore, do you want to hear how many spin-off shows that they're making in the next couple years?
I know that they're making one for Ahsoka and one for Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Hmm.
which
That's cute.
that's the only two that I know.
That's cute. Okay, here we go. The list of all of the spin-offs, which is really I'm really hoping that these are good and they don't just beat this dead horse to make money and like they actually take the time
Okay,
to
sorry. Yeah.
to craft these cuz as a writer, seeing bad writing get so much money and like producers backing up like bad storytelling just like pisses me off.
Let's call it trademark.
Pisses me off. Okay,
Trademark milking. I love it.
the spin-offs, we have the Book of Boba Fett, which
Okay.
there was a teaser scene of it at the end of the last episodes of season 2
Okay.
where Boba Fett takes over um Jabba the Hutt's like house.
Interesting.
Jabba's dead, but like his house is
Well,
still there. And
yeah.
there's like so yeah. Then there's the Ahsoka series. Then
Okay.
there's Rangers of the New Republic. I have no idea what that's about.
Probably scouting parties trying to rebuild the Jedi
Which
Order.
no one else that I know caught this because no one else I know watches Kim's Convenience, the Korean not Korean, the Canadian TV show about the Korean family who owns a convenience store. But the dad
Very specific.
from I love that show, but the dad from Kim's Convenience was one of the rangers for the Republic, and I like screamed when I saw him, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Appa!" And then nobody I know would understand that reference, and it made me sad.
I would have yelled yip yip, but that's a
Appa
completely different
just
one.
means dad in Korean.
I would have guessed, but the
Okay.
only Appa that I know is a big fluffy bison.
We love both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then there's the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Super excited for that. Then there's a series called Andor, I think it's Endor,
Okay.
which is going to feature the characters from Rogue One,
Oh, okay.
or at least be set
Is it like
within that timeline.
okay? Because I
So
mean, that's kind of tricky. Are they going to give like a little prequel to kind of how everything was set
I
up?
don't know. All I know is Diego Luna's character. I can't remember his name. Like Hassan.
I have no cognizant memory.
I don't remember,
half
but
the
Diego
characters.
Luna, his character, Endor is going to be, I think, about him.
Okay.
Um, And then there's going to be The Acolyte, which is going to be about like the Republic, I think, kind of like the politics kind of side and like the high society of the Republic.
Oh, cool. So episode 2.
Yeah. More rolling around in fields
I hate sand.
and quote romantic unquote talks by the fire.
I hate sand.
Okay, and then there is The Bad Batch, which is about defective clones. Lando, obviously about Lando.
I wouldn't have guessed.
And then Star Wars Visions, which is a animated short series
Ooh.
about, I think it's just different like slice of life and different moments in the Star Wars universe. But it'll be animated. I'm really excited for that one.
That seems like it could be a good thing to do.
They've done that with other series like Animatrix and the Halo animations, which I loved both of those. So I'm excited for Star Wars Visions. And we're not done yet.
No, it's fine. I just didn't see the timer for how long we've been going.
There's one more, which is
oh, you meant the list. I thought timer. I was just checking.
No. There's one more, a droid story.
Oh, droids are fun.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 if you want to include the third season of The Mandalorian.
Fun.
That is 10 new Star Wars things out in the universe.
I mean, that kind of, I guess that they're making up for what they lost technically with like the book series, if that's true, if that's how that worked. I'm kind of going as if my information was correct. I could be very much incorrect. I don't keep up with that. I just remember that when Disney took over Lucasfilms, there was a big thing about something related to that. I don't know specifics. However, they did have a lot of stuff that they can incorporate into things, which I think would be good. Which I think that they initially tried to do with the Clone Wars movie, like the animated movie,
which I have not seen and you have.
I like it. Its animation's unique.
I don't like
I put that in like asterisk quotation marks. I mean, I personally like it, but it definitely, I don't think it ages well. I'm going off memory. I haven't seen the new stuff. But they did make a show out of it, which I do think the show did really well. I think it explored a lot of good concepts, which I think they're kind of realizing how good that was now.
I think that's one of the main reasons they're bringing up so many new Star Wars shows is because Clone Wars did so well. Like the last few seasons were really popular.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the old cartoon shows of Star Wars stuff, because the Clone Wars, I believe, was not the first attempt
I don't think so.
at that type of animation, because I remember specifically seeing almost like a side by side between the Clone Wars, excuse me, the 3D animation, short, and then there's a 2D that's basically the same scenes. And I think that those are older than the 3D rendered ones.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've attempted it in the past, and one of my close friends who likes the Star Wars series, that's his favorite iteration of it, the old 2D stuff. So it's like they have plenty of stuff to pull from, and I don't see it going away anytime soon. It's just hopefully they keep up the standard of quality that they have. Because as someone who personally hasn't seen episodes 7, 8, and 9, I've seen Rogue One. That's all of the new stuff that I've seen. So I can't really make any good claims about it. I'm just kind of going off hearsay. It just seems like they have a lot of things in place that they can go off of. Just kind of depends if they communicate and kind of effectively do it for storytelling purposes.
Yeah. I think it also goes with lost my train of thought. It goes with the idea of expectation. The original trilogy from the 70s, there were no expectations for it.
True.
It was just people who were like, I have this idea, I want to make it, let's do it. There was no expectations. They had no idea how it was going to do. because it was so new. And then with the 1, 2, 3, and then all the other ones, like the Solo movie, which I hate.
I haven't seen it. My old boss at my job before everything hit with the pandemic, he was a giant Star Wars fan. He would curse and complain about it all the time. I'm like, you do you, buddy. You keep getting your Lego sets too of your Star
They
Wars stuff. It was really cute that he'd make them because he's like a 50-year-old man, hard, like bust your ass kind of chef, and like he's like, I make Legos in my spare time.
that sounds like you.
It probably will be.
It will be you. Okay, yeah, I was not a fan of the Solo movie. It was a garbage fire. But we're here to talk about the Mandalorian. So, the Mandalorian is interesting in terms of the timeline because it takes place, um, I believe, 50 years after.
Episode 6.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
No, it's like it's 5 years after Return of the Jedi and 50 years after like
The prequels.
the prequels.
Okay.
So 5 years after Return of the Jedi, which is why in the last episode we see Luke come in and he's young.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really excited. I was not excited when they finally revealed his face because he was wearing the cape for so long that they CGI'd over his face to make him
Young Mark Hamill.
young Mark Hamill. And
I'm sorry, let me just get my time machine and go back and get young Mark Hamill.
please do.
Okay.
Or at least I know a lot of fans were really hoping that Sebastian Stan would play him because he looks a lot like young Mark Hamill. But I don't know if they have the budget to get Sebastian Stan because he's such a big like Marvel actor. He's the guy who plays Bucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of fans wanted him to do it. But I think they got Mark Hamill to actually like help out with the CGI and maybe the voice, I think. But I was just a little disappointed because it just looked so fake, like next to everything else. And they did the same thing in The Force Awakens with Moff Tarkin, the really scary looking scarecrow general dude from the first trilogy. He's one of the Empire guys. You'll know him when you see him.
Scarecrow guy. That's the part that's throwing me off.
I'll show you a picture.
Scarecrow boy. You said he's a emperor, like a Sith Lord from the first ones? Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a crow.
I think he looks like a scarecrow. So in The Force Awakens, they completely CGI'd all of him.
Oh, right. I remember that being a big thing.
And to be fair, the CGI wasn't that bad, but I'm like, it still would be better if you just got an actor. Like, it's not that hard.
I think that's just a curse with the Star Wars name. And
bad CGI?
Yes. And that's just like, unfortunately, kind of like, I'm only saying that because, again, the same chef who was a big Star Wars fan, he would die on the hill that the original ones were a lot better before CGI was a thing.
They were, because I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh no, that's fine. That's all I was trying to say.
Growing up, I watched the pre-1997 version of the original trilogy, which has no CGI added into it. And I actually was not aware that George Lucas added CGI to the original trilogy. So when I would talk to my friends about it, they would talk about like the CGI and like scenes that weren't in there in the original ones. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, that didn't happen. You know, like the whole like who shot first, Han or the other guy.
Guido.
I was like, Grogu. That's not.
No,
that's not,
Guido. I like Guido.
Grogu is Baby Yoda. So just the fact that like that is a legacy of Star Wars is just bad CGI.
Yeah, and like I said, curse. Because they have to keep up the status quo. So.
Okay. Oh, I remember what I was gonna go off in that tangent. The Mandalorian in the timeline. So a lot of fans were a little confused that Bo-Katan and Ahsoka were in this because it takes place 50 years after.
Age-wise, it makes no fucking
Yeah, it
sense.
takes place 50 years after like the Phantom Menace and um 4, 5, and 6.
Wait, do you mean Phantom Menace
No, 1,
as
2, and
in
3. Damn it, they're so. I still get the numbers confused.
No.
Damn Star Wars.
I just wanted to make sure cuz
Attack of the Clones.
okay, that works.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
50 years after Attack of the Clones. So, like, Bo-Katan looks like she's like 40 in The Mandalorian, and Ahsoka, she's an alien. It's hard to tell. They put some wrinkles on her tentacle thingies,
As you do.
and um, but just yeah, they made those actresses like middle aged, but still kind of on the younger side, um, than what they would like really be.
Yeah, it definitely when you showed me pictures of Ahsoka in the series at least,
Mm-hmm.
it was a little difficult to kind of see everything that was they were trying to portray. Mostly just because I was kind of thrown off because they used a live actor to portray her
Yeah.
when in the past I've only seen her in her animation style.
Yeah.
To where that's unless you're getting into the CGI cutscene or CGI graphics, facial structures, you're not going to achieve that
Mm-hmm.
unless you're going with like Alita Battle Angel, to where her eyes are massive but the face is tiny as can be. So
Don't get me started on Related Battle Angel either.
I'm not. I'm just saying that's the only way I can feasibly understand
Yeah.
they'd achieve what I was expecting to see, but still, even with that, she did not look like she was like less than plus 50 years to whatever she was in
Yeah.
the Clone Wars series. Because in that, she was easily like late teens, early 20s. But again, she's not a human. We don't know what her race
Well,
lifespan is.
Rosario Dawson, the actress who plays her, is in her 40s.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying the actor pick was. I mean, specifically within the
Mm-hmm.
lore. I don't know what her racial species age is at.
Yeah. Like
Because
Yoda's 50.
yeah, it's like
Or Baby Yoda.
yeah, Yoda that we knew died at 900. The baby Yoda was 50.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like age might be like they naturally lived to like 300 years. So 50 years to them is just like a decade to us.
Yeah. And I know because I didn't watch the Clone Wars series, a lot of fans were upset that Ahsoka didn't have her backwards lightsabers. I
Yeah.
know your brother came in screaming after he watched the episode, and he
Yes.
was like, "Didn't have the backwards lightsabers. That's her whole shtick.
That's her gimmick.
That's their gimmick." And I was like, I thought it was cool.
Yeah. For those who aren't aware, and just thought it was a neat maneuver she did at the end of the show, if you've seen it, or end of the Mandalorian episode that she was in, Ahsoka's main fighting style is that she fights with her lightsabers backwards. Like she does
'Cause
like
she's edgy.
yes, because she's an edgy teenager Padawan of Anakin, you know. Kind
That'll
of
be a nightmare.
it was. Watch the beginning of the Clone Wars. He's a horrible teacher and she's a not good student. From what I understand, it gets a lot better. I have yet to see it. I need to
Mhm.
catch up on that. However, it's just like her main gimmick is that she held the lightsabers backwards and like kind of did the typical like rogue assassin esque type thing with daggers to where they had them backwards and fought that way
Yeah.
instead of traditional swords forward. So, or like the blades forward. So it kind of gave her a lot of personality in that sense and gave them a lot of avenues to take in terms of unique styles of fighting that we haven't seen yet. Besides force hold lightsaber swing or just like swing swing block block jab in stomach. I'm Qui-Gon Jinn and I'm dead.
I know.
I like Qui-Gon Jinn.
That traumatized me as a child.
I'm sorry. I liked Qui-Gon
I
Jinn.
like him too. She did flip them out around at the end of the big fight. Kind of. I saw it as a like I was just playing around before and now I'm serious, so I'm gonna flip around my lightsabers.
Which that might be what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure in the show they'll
They'll address that more, I'm
address
sure.
it more, and she'll probably
Yeah, like for all my Pokemon fans, when Ash Ketchum turns his
Oh
hat
my god, this
backwards.
is not the Pokemon episode.
It is when I want it to be.
No, this is my episode.
Okay, come next week and it's all Pokemon, you nerds.
Oh my god.
Hosted by me, Sean. You
And
like
only you.
Pokemon? And Tina's forced to be here.
No,
Can't see it, but I'm flexing.
he's flexing nothing.
Flexing my power stance.
And
In,
you're sitting down.
in my chair.
Sitting down.
Yeah. My gamer stance.
Anyway, so Ahsoka in the episode, Mando brought Grogu, aka Baby Yoda. For those of you who, I don't know, some fans are still like, his name is Baby Yoda. I will not call him Grogu. So Mando brings Grogu to Ahsoka, and he's like, "You're a Jedi, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, cool. Take care of this baby because you are the same kind. You're both Jedis."
But I've already seen Jabba the Hutt's child. What the heck? I can't take care of children. I'm Ahsoka. Can't you tell by my voice?
I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
I know.
Jabba the Hutt's child was just pre-Baby Yoda.
Just paving the way.
He fit in a backpack and it was cute. He burped a lot.
Well, you know what? Grogu fits in a side satchel.
It's probably cute too.
It's very cute. So, Ahsoka's like, I can't train Grogu because he has too much fear in him and he's too attached to Mando. And you're like, where have I seen this plot device before? It sounds so familiar.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Anakin Skywalker.
Qui-Gon Jinn is why he was killed.
Luke Skywalker.
No, he was too evil.
Rey. Kylo Ren. The whole Skywalker line.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
um,
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Jar Jar Binks.
So Ahsoka's like, nah, fam, I'm not going to do this. But I can give you the coordinates to a giant rock where Baby Yoda can reach out with his mind to find other Jedi. And so they go to the rock, and then Grogu's he gets took by dark stormtroopers, which are pretty awesome.
What's the difference between normal stormtroopers?
The dark troopers, they're droids, and they're like really, really hard to
Tell that they're droids?
no, they're really, really hard to defeat.
Oh.
They kicked Mando's ass.
Fun.
Watch the episode.
I mean, I can probably piece it together.
I'll show you a clip later.
Are the stormtroopers like back to being good guys now, or
No.
were they all slaughtered and killed for being a part of the Empire?
The Empire's still there. It's still straggling.
Fun.
Yeah, they're still. The Republic just has a little more power, but the Republic and the Empire are still fighting.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, the war isn't over.
Interesting.
It's only been 5 years.
Still.
Yeah.
I thought the main heads were kind of taken out.
Mm-mm.
At least one of them was, from my understanding, being Anakin Skywalker.
So, speaking of Anakin, I was a little confused that they had Luke take Grogu because Ahsoka wouldn't train Grogu because he had too much fear and attachment in him. But then Luke was going to take Grogu to train him. And we don't see any evidence of Grogu in 7, 8, and 9 because those are made before this. So I was curious of how Grogu fit in 7, 8, and 9 because in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, the story is that Luke tried to kill his nephew, Ben Solo, because he had like a vision of him becoming evil like Darth Vader, which I didn't understand because Luke was the only one who saw the good in Darth Vader and was able to turn him to the light side.
Yes.
So I was really confused on why the writers were like, let's take all that character growth and all that cool stuff with Darth Vader, shove it in the trash can. We're going to have Luke try to kill a child.
Because fuck you, old man, we're edgy.
So some fan theories were saying that Luke went after Ben Solo because
He hated
Ben was
children.
going to kill Grogu.
Okay.
That was their fan theory, which in my opinion, they're just trying to cover up for shitty writers and
Accurate.
plot holes.
Accurate.
That's basically what fan theories are.
Half the time.
At least the ones in Star Wars.
I will give you that one. I don't read
Yes.
those.
So I was just like, I don't know. I hate what they did to Luke's character in the new movies, and I'm really hoping that like in the series that are gonna come out, they're gonna give him a little more redemption because I really like Luke's character. And I really like Mark Hamill. So I'm hoping that they redeem themselves. I hope that Jon Favreau and Bryce Dallas Howard and all the other directors on The Mandalorian, I hope that they save this franchise.
I mean, hopefully so. They seem to know what they're doing, at least
Mm-hmm.
at the current moment. It will. If something happens to the series and the quality, I have a big feeling that it's going to come down to the higher ups trying to control stuff for marketing purposes instead of their actual directing. So, because honestly, most of the time, that's kind of what it comes down to. At least I'm thinking in terms of game series. Is a lot of it isn't like the actual people behind the scenes. It's just kind of how can this sell a toy? How can this be made into blankets? Is it cute on sheets?
Can I get Grogu's face on my underwear?
Can I get a legally licensed Disney tattoo of Grogu in between my butt cheeks?
Can I get a Grogu crock pot?
Yes, you can.
Can I get a Grogu makeup holder? Can I get a Grogu
Probably.
outfit for my dog?
No,
Yes.
he would eat it.
Would eat.
He would eat it. I think if you're speaking about the specific dog I'm thinking of, yes, you will eat it, because that is in fact my dog, and he eats everything.
He will eat it. You said I will eat it.
Yes.
You're editing this out. So yeah, that was my thoughts and opinions on The Mandalorian and Sean's opinion of never ever seeing it, but still being familiar with the Star Wars franchise.
10 out of 10 would recommend. I like the sand episode.
He watched part of the giant sandworm episode and
I think it was like episode 1 of season 2.
Yes, it was.
It was giant sand destroy town, Tusken Raiders yelling. Yeah, just yelling, and then one being eaten alive because it was funny.
Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to Sean and I. And next week will be probably Pokemon.
Pokemon, you like Pokemon? I do. I can't wait to get back to Pokemon Ruby after this.
No, we're making cookies.
Yeah, we're making cookies.
Making Christmas cookies.
Yeah, so that's exciting. That's exciting. But yeah, next time we will be doing more of a Pokemon-esque video. I'll try and not ramble too much when I'm doing that, but it will be on one of my more favorite games that I grew up with.
So. I'll try not to have an aneurysm.
Well, even if you are, I'm gonna finish the episode and then I'll take you to the hospital.
Okay.
So, with that being said, happy holidays, everyone. And we will see you all next time.
Merry Crisis.
Bye.